All right, let's get started. Syed, Raza, Sarah, do you see Omar Khawaja in the waiting room?
I do not.
Okay, let's move on to the next case.
I don't see his though.
Let's bring him in. And Ms. Wooten is not in the courtroom, correct?
No, Jacob did not tell me it was. It's stuck on joining, Judge.
See that.
Afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Very good. Your client is not here, Ms. Wooten.
She's been logging in and out. I've been talking with her regularly for about the last 30 minutes. I think she's trying to switch computers. She's having some kind of technical issue, but she is here. I'll be happy to go back on hold and wait while she continues to try to get back online.
All right, I'm going to go to the next case.
Certainly.
I'm going to come back to you. If she's not here, then I'm denying your motion to reinstate at that time. Okay? Let me move on to the next case. We'll come back to you.
Sounds good.
The first, Judge.
Go ahead and bring in the first case. Khawaja, you hear me? Are you there?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 23 CCR 235144, State of Texas versus Syed Raza. Mr. Khawaja, why don't you go ahead and argue your motion? I've read it, but go ahead and make your argument.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Your Honor, we're here on a motion to modify conditions of bond. I did provide a copy to the state previously. I had a conversation with another prosecutor from the state who doesn't appear to be present at this particular hearing. Your Honor, this is a case that was filed on August 29th. The defendant, Dr. Raza, is a father and he is also a husband. He has been on bond conditions, Your Honor, since the filing of this case and has complied with all of the conditions of the bond. The complaining witness, Your Honor, his wife, has filed in this particular matter an affidavit of non-prosecution. He does not present a flight risk, Your Honor. He has substantial ties to the community, and he has been living outside of his home as a result of this charge against him for an extended period of time. All that we're seeking, Your Honor, is that the bond be modified to allow him to remain in the home, and all other bond conditions remain the same, including no harassment or of any type. but we don't anticipate that being the case, Your Honor. In the complaining witness's affidavit, she has stated that she does not have any fear of harm from Dr. Raza. And so we're asking this court just to modify the bond conditions and allow him to return home so that he can have a place to stay again and continue to work and do what he's doing.
Will the complaining witness be in the home with him if he is to return home?
She would be in the home with him, Your Honor.
Because there's a no contact provision as well for the complaining witness on the bond conditions, in addition to the 1,000 feet.
That is correct, Your Honor. And we would ask that the no contact order just be modified to allow them to be in the same area at the same time.
All right, state. Ms. Chapa.
Well, the complaining witness did file an affidavit for non-prosecution, Judge. I was able to speak with her yesterday evening and as recently as this morning. And she had conveyed to me that she is not ready for the defendant to return home at this moment. Instead, she would like to speak with him prior to that final decision being made. So it is the state's position that I would oppose removing the 1,000 feet restriction. But I'm okay if the court amends the no contact to no threatening, harmful, or abusive to allow them the ability to communicate regarding their marital issues. But she, at the moment, is not ready for him to return home.
Right. Mr. Quadja, I'll remove the no contact provision today. I'm not going to change the 1,000 feet provision from 5407 Ken Plains Creek and Sugarland, but I will set this for a follow-up potentially so we can address it later on after they've had a chance to speak.
Your Honor, I think we're comfortable with that approach.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
We can set it, say, 2 weeks from now, Sarah.
We can set it on February 1st.
Waj, does it work with your calendar?
That does, Your Honor. We will, yes, we are available for that.
We'll address it at that time, but I suggest, since I'm removing the no contact provision today, the defendant in this case and the complaining witness work this out to see that he can return home eventually.
Thank you, Your Honor. And he is present. And, well, I thought he was present.
He is. He's on. He can see us and
Thank
hear.
you. We will have
All right.
that conversation. Thank you, Your Honor.
Very good. That concludes the hearing. Y'all are free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
His client, Miss Wooten, is here now, Judge.
Go ahead and bring him in.
Here, Judge.
Clyde's here as well.
Okay, great.
Did you file a motion to reinstate, counselor?
Pretty sure I did.
You know when you filed it?
It would have been within a day or two after the missed court date.
It was filed on 1/4, Judge.
It's not coming up in my system. I see the docket entry made on 1/4, but I don't see the motion. Interesting. All right, we'll proceed regardless. I'll go ahead and hear your argument, Mr. McClure.
Certainly, Judge. This was just a basically miscommunication. We were approved PTI awaiting the TRAS results, and I think my client misunderstood when I told her the PTI was approved that she did not need to come to court as we were going to sign the contract. That day, the afternoon she missed court, her bronze lady got in touch with her and let her know, and she immediately tried to she did reach out to me and said, "Hey, do I need to get to court now?" But it was too late because the bond was already revoked at that point. So she was responsive right away. So we're just asking that the bond get reinstated and the contract sitting there waiting for us to sign to wrap up the case.
State.
Yes, Judge. Mr. McClure is right. His client has been approved for DWI PTI. The only thing that's pending here is that she can't have any active warrants. As such, given the fact that she was responsive and we are in the final stages of resolving this case, I'm unopposed to opposing counsel's motion.
All right, Mr. McClure, I'll grant your motion. Let's get your matter wrapped up and get her into the PTI.
We'll do immediately, Judge.
Very good. Thank you, Mr.
All right.
McClure. You're free to go. You and your client both.
Thank you.
Mr. Venza, can you hear me? I cannot hear you, Mr. Venza. Mr. Venza, you there? Yeah, I can barely make something out. Is it connected to something? Maybe is your phone connected in your car to your Bluetooth or something? And maybe that's the issue, or do you have earbuds in? No, I can't. No, I can't. Just unmute yourself, Mr. Venza.
What about now?
Yes, I can hear you now. All right, let's get started. We're on the record in 23 CCR 235520, stated Texas versus Darif Usama. Mr. Venza, we're here on your application for writ of habeas corpus seeking modification of bail conditions, specifically his ability to leave the state. Your argument at this time.
Your Honor, you can hear me now, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, great. Your Honor, I believe that we've reached an agreement subject to your approval.
What is the agreement?
The agreement is the defendant is relieved of his obligation to seek prior written permission from the court before leaving the state, as long as within 24 hours of him.
Lost him.
Yeah, we did. Mr. Venza, you're time out. You're gonna have to take a step back, unmute yourself first. Mr. Venza, can you hear me? If you'd unmute yourself.
There we go.
Okay. Now,
There we go.
notify within 24 hours, you ended there.
Yes, so notify probation of the trip and provide itinerary before departing. And then within 24 hours of return from travel, be tested.
And this is for work, correct?
It's for both, Judge. It's for work or for personal. He has 2 children who live in New Hampshire. I anticipate that this is going to be a recurring issue, something that we've already taken up one time by agreed order. So in order to obviate the necessity of coming back and back again, this is what we've arrived at.
You're fine. I'm granting the agreement that you have struck with the DA's office per your request. He can go visit his kids and he can go travel for work as long as he meets the arrangements you stated.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. You and your client are free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr.
Sarah, are you have you put orders in my queues yet?
Yes, all three are in your queue.
All right, let me sign them real quick. 1 second. Wooten had 2 cases. I only had 1 order.
It was not filed in the 8085 case.
You need to get with clerk. All right, Blue. I know he's in the courtroom, and Mr. Tang's in the courtroom as well.
Good afternoon, Judge. Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. We're on the record 23 CCR 234013, State of Texas versus Jason Ballou. Mr. Tang, can you give me an update on the case?
Yes, Judge. There is a plea offer from the prosecutor, and I've conferred that to Mr. Jason, and we're currently considering the offer, Judge.
Do you need to set it for a plea date this time?
We can maybe 45 days, Judge. And we may, if we do earn something that is agreed upon, we can certainly set an earlier date. But I just want to be safe, set a little bit longer. If 30 days, Your Honor's okay with that, we're
We're
fine
gonna do
with that.
30 days. I'm looking at my calendar right now. Sarah, give me a good date, 30 days out.
I have February 20th at 9 a.m.
That'll work. All right. I'll see you in court on February 20th at 9 a.m. for a plea.
Thank you, Judge.
You and your client are free to go. Thank you.
I got one more, Judge. I think Jason, you can call.
Is your other client in the courtroom?
No, Judge. She will be on Zoom.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234-184, State of Texas versus Diana Mingwei or Mingyu. Mr. Tang.
Yes, Judge. And this one, I'm still in contact with the prosecutor. There is not currently an offer yet, but we're working to get the case resolved, Your Honor.
All right, next status is going to be March 26th.
Yes, Judge.
We'll see you and your client on that date. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge. God bless.
I don't see a turn for the next one, Judge.
All right, let's move to Barrios. All right, Ms. Godfrey, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Judge.
Afternoon. We're on the record in 23 CCR 234-126, State of Texas versus Isaac Barrios. If you could give me an update on the case, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Chapa and I spoke earlier today, and she is still looking into a criminal mischief investigation that might have some bearing on this case. And so we should be able to get together and have some offers or attempt to resolve this prior to our next status hearing.
All right. Well, your next status hearing will be on March 26th.
Yes, Your Honor. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, Judge. I thought I had my phone on Do Not Disturb.
That's okay. Thank you. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good weekend.
The same. Let's move to the next case. All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234-037 and 23 CCR 234-035, State of Texas versus Jill Ann Dimmerin. Ms. Carter, your client's here, so I'm withdrawing the capias that was issued in the cases. Why don't you give me an update real quick?
Judge, yesterday I was there in court, met with the state briefly. The state handed me some discovery. I signed off on it, and so thus I need a little bit of time to go through it. I just got it yesterday.
Okay. Well, you've got some time. Your next status date, March 26th.
Thank you, Judge. Will that be via Zoom?
That'll be via Zoom. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. Are we excused?
Free to go. Thank you for the update.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. I don't see a turn, Judge.
Let's try Lopez. Griffin, can you hear me?
I'm sorry, Judge. Ms. Griffin stepped out to the ladies' room and I didn't realize it was.
I'm sorry. What's that?
I'm sorry, are you able to hear me, Judge?
I can hear you better now.
Okay, Miss Griffin stepped to the ladies' room and I didn't realize it was on mute.
Okay. We'll come back to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Cox's client is in person.
Go to Roy, Robert Roy. Oh. You doing on? Mr. Cox, you there? Cox. Sarah, let's move to the next case. Santa Sebastian.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Your client's connecting. We'll give him just a moment. We're on the record 23 CCR 234-251, State of Texas versus Angel Santa Esteban. Ms. Booker, if you'd give the court an update on this case.
My client qualifies for the pretrial diversion program. He let me know today that he could pay the $300 fee. He has to pay the fee before they do a contract. So once he's paid, we'll enter a contract for him to do the program.
Okay. Well, once he enters the program, please let the court know, and we'll set it for a compliant state. All right.
I can do that. Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you, Ms. Booker. You're free to go.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Wasp.
I'm good to go, sir.
You're free to go. Craig.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
Record in 23 CCR 234-096, State of Texas versus Ashley Wasp. Mr. Craig, why don't you give the court an update on this case?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. I did pick up discovery last month regarding this case. I have not had the opportunity to review everything. I do know the Odyssey portal. I've had some issues viewing discovery on other cases in your county on that portal. I do not know 100% of all the discoveries on the disk or if there's additional discovery on the portal that needs to be reviewed, but that's currently where I am regarding discovery, Your Honor, on this case.
Get with the state. They will send all the discovery to you via email because of the portal issues we're having.
Yes, sir.
If
All
I
right.
may,
Yes, you may.
just yeah, Mr. Craig, if you can just shoot me an email to give me a reminder, I'll download all the PDFs and discovery that's on Odyssey, and I'll shoot you an email with it.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, thank you.
All right, you're free to go. You and your client both. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You the same. Mr. Elliott, you there?
Yes, I am, Judge. I'm having technical difficulties here.
All right.
Looks
We're
like
on
it's
the
working.
record in
I don't see
23.
much there.
We're on the record in 23 CCR 234171, stated Texas versus Maya Jones. All right, Mr. Elliott, if you give the court an update on this case. Mr. Elliott, did you hear me?
Yes, Judge. Looks like I've received discovery on it. I've conveyed. Yes, I did, Judge. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Can
Yes.
you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Judge, I've received discovery on it. I've received an offer from the state. I've conveyed it. The defense is ready for trial and makes a motion for a speedy trial, Judge. We are currently set for August, and that's way too late for this case. We need to get it tried on the next court's available docket.
All right, I'll move you up. I need you and your client
I
to come into my courtroom for the execution of a new docket control order. I'll give you a date sometime, probably April, May-ish, somewhere around there. It'll have to be after your juvenile hearing and trial in my court.
Okay.
So we'll find a date sometime after that. Probably April or May, somewhere in there.
When would you like me to come in, Judge?
Tomorrow morning, let's say 9 a.m. Your client as well, because she'll need to sign.
Okay, she should. I know she was contacting me, Judge. I don't know if she's on here or not. I know she's on. Okay, all right, good. I know she was saying she was having difficulties. Maya, can you come in tomorrow morning?
I don't have any transportation. My car was repossessed. I'm going through a lot. I'm going through an identity theft. I'm going through a lot.
Let's see. Maybe next week we can come in. We can find a date.
Judge, can we just modify the DCO that we have?
Well, I need to get her signature on it because I need to make sure she understands the dates that are going to be given to her, and she gets a copy of it for her records as well.
Sir, this case is.
I'm doing.
I'll tell you what. Y'all can come in next Friday, the 26th, in the morning at 9 a.m.
I don't think I'm going to be here, Judge. Let me see.
You're out. Okay.
Yes, Judge, I'm out.
About Tuesday, the 23rd at 9 a.m.
Can you do that, Maya?
Judge, may I please speak? If it's okay.
Mr. Elliott, do you want your client to speak?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Jones.
Judge, I am a single parent. I'm going through a lot. I'm doing the best I can. I moved here to try to get better for my children. And this case is garbage. I mean,
Maya,
people lied.
Maya, now's not the time for that. Okay, the judge is just here for docketing things. He doesn't get to decide whether you're guilty or not. Now today's not the day for that. I'm trying to get it moved up as quick as I can. So the question is, the judge says, can you be here on the 23rd? which is next Tuesday, to sign the docket control order, which will give us a sooner trial date. Right now, we're set for trial in August. He says he's going to give us an earlier date in April or May so we can try to get this finished. Can you be there on 23rd?
I can try to find a ride. If I try to find a ride, I don't know no one here. I moved here with, I don't know anybody here.
Let's shoot for the 23rd. Okay.
Okay.
And if that's not, if it doesn't work out, she's still got other dates set right now. We can always, you can contact the court, Mr. Elliott. We can find another date for y'all to come in to get the docket control order.
I'll try to make it there the 23rd.
Okay. All right.
Thank you,
23rd at
Judge.
9 a.m. We'll get you a new docket control order with a new pretrial and trial date.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you for the update, Mr. Elliott. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you.
I do not see attorney for number 17, Judge.
For number 17, well, let's move on to the next one then. Number 18, Nieto.
Hello.
Ms. Moreno, good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
All right, we're on the record in 21 CCR 223-374, State of Texas versus Andreas Nieto. Ms. Moreno, you give the court an update.
Yes, Your Honor. We received an offer from the district attorney's office today in the afternoon. And so I just need some time to confer with my client and discuss the offer.
Well, you're going to have some time. Let's see here. When is the next court setting? You've got a MRP hearing on March 8th. So you've got a little time to negotiate. If you'd like to move that up and set it for a plea, you just need to contact Sarah.
Thank you. Will do.
All right. Thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Number 19, Ida Brown. All right, Mr. Stevens, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, we're on the record then in 21 CCR 223-755, State of Texas versus Ida Brown. Mr. Stevens, if you would give the court an update on this case.
Judge, I did not have this person on my calendar. I looked in my files and never found a hard file for her. And I looked in my computer and never found any correspondence with anybody regarding this person. I think it does show my name on Tyler Paul, but that must be a mistake. Because I also looked on my calendar the day she pled and the day that someone had a Zoom meeting with her on 8/17/22, and that was not recorded in my things I did that day, and neither do I have an entry for 1/31/23 where she did a plea. So I'm not sure how my name is connected to this. I could only assume it's error because I don't know this person, Judge, from the plea or the current MAG or something. Now, if you want to appoint me, that's your call. But this case,
I'm going through the paperwork right now to see if there's anything.
It's possible I stood in for somebody. I'm not sure, Michael Njoku or somebody, but I don't believe she was ever actually my client. Could be wrong.
Which I have emails from a different attorney, but that was back in June.
Ms.
23?
Brown, do you have an attorney on this case? Have you retained counsel? Because you
Yeah.
are correct, Mr. Stevens. I don't see where you're involved in this case. Ms. Brown, go ahead.
Yes, I do have an attorney, Bobby Williams. I wasn't familiar with this gentleman either.
And he is
But
here.
Bobby, yeah, he's here. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Stevens, you're free to go on this case.
Okay, and Judge, the reason why I'm on here in the first place, if I didn't know anything about her, was I also have a different client, but I'll wait till you get back to me. That was Jose Leva Herrera. He should be logged on. Told me he was.
Your client will be here. We'll deal with your client shortly. Just hang tight. I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room.
That's fine. I don't expect to be next. Thank you.
Sarah, if you would change the system. I don't know how Mr. Stevens' name got connected to that case because he is nowhere in the paperwork whatsoever.
Fixing it now.
Thank you. Mr. Williams, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can. So there was a little bit of confusion going on with this case. We had for some reason, somehow attorney James Stevens' name got connected to this case, and that's who we had listed as the attorney of record. But we are correcting that now, and you are now going to be listed as the attorney of record. So my apologies. But if you would give the court an update on this case and where y'all stand.
Just for as I know, Miss Brown is fully compliant right now. I think she's even ahead on some of her classes and payments. I think she has some payments to go. But right now, I think she's fully up to date on everything that she's was set to do.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that last part? She's fully what?
Compliant with everything she was set to do, for as I know.
Okay, well, she does have a hearing scheduled, an MRP/MAG hearing on
March 8th, I believe.
At 10 a.m.
Okay.
And if I can jump in.
You may.
Mr. Williams, I will go ahead and relay to you. I'll send you an email with the offer that I relayed to Mr. Stevens because I assumed he was the attorney. So we'll all get on the same page and hopefully we can work to a resolution.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And also, she's $205.50 delinquent with her court fees.
I paid that today.
Okay, you paid it.
I got $100 left for the probation, the $50 a month. Yeah, yeah, that's all. I got to read. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Mr. Williams, you and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Sarah. I got Robert. See, Mr. Roy, you still there? Okay. Mr. Cox, you there?
Yeah, gotta hold on.
Oh, you can't be connected with two devices. Let's remove one of them.
Well, the other one would never connect. The other one would never connect. It wouldn't let me unlock or unmute earlier. Saw y'all, so now I'm on the phone, but damn computer thing, I don't know.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234102, State of Texas versus Robert Roy. All right, Mr. Cox, if you don't mind giving the court an update on this case.
He's being currently evaluated for possible entry into vet court. I've given the stuff to Mr. Hansen, and I think they've had some meetings set up with him over at the VA, or they're still getting documents, one of the two. But we're in the process of getting him screened, and they're in the screening process right now.
Okay. How long does that process take?
Depends. I haven't heard back. The last time I heard something was a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't checked back, considering the holiday and the freeze and everything. I didn't check this week yet.
Okay. His next court date is March 26th, but hopefully he'll be done, or they'll have a determination made by then, and he's transferred over to court 2 for vet court.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for the update.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Free to go. Let's go to Ritter.
Judge, just a second. On number 17, Mr. Stevens says he is their attorney.
No, I'm sorry. What now?
On number 17,
Mm-hmm.
Stevens said that he is his attorney. So I did look. There is a request for counsel for Mr. Stevens. If you want to go back to.
That's fine. We'll go to that one. We need to get all this corrected in the system. Mr. Stevens, does your client speak English?
No, but Judge, that aside, yes, the answer to that is no. But somehow it shows that Daniel Perez Garcia is his attorney. I'm not sure what's going on there. I couldn't open anything.
We're fixing that right now. Okay. Because I see in the court file where you were appointed.
Yes, and that's why I'm here.
What's going on? If somebody in the clerk's office is improperly entering this information, I don't know where the problem lies, but
I think that
we have a problem somewhere.
I believe that I am his attorney. I think I was appointed on December 8th.
Yeah.
But when I think, and Gavin O'Brien will correct me if I'm wrong, Gavin, but let me get this out. I think that when Gavin saw the other attorney's name above mine, that he sent him emails about plea offer or something instead of me. And then today, I guess between him and I, we figured it out that it's supposed to be me. So he only made me an offer like today.
Okay.
But that's where we stay. But I can catch up fast.
Well, we're not going to get into detail on the case because we don't have an interpreter here for Mr. Leyva. So I need you, we're going to set this for another status.
Yes.
I'm going to set it for February 1st at 2:30 p.m. I want you to have filled out the ISR form, get it turned into Sarah so we have an interpreter present for the hearing.
Excellent. Will do.
Very good.
I don't need to, I don't need to do a reset, do I? Just put it on my calendar?
Yes. But make sure you fill out the form.
I'll do the ISR form today, right now, in a minute.
Very good.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
Your client is free to go.
Thank you.
All right, Ritter. All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 231-499, State of Texas versus Laura Ritter. Mr. Chaco, would you give me an update, please?
Yes, Judge. Me and Mr. O'Brien have spoken about this case. We're putting together a mitigation packet. I believe we have all the materials, including some recent items Ms. Ritter just sent me this week. We'll compile them, send them over, and I believe we should be able to handle this case before the next setting.
Well, very good. Next setting is March 26th.
Thank you, Judge.
You and your client are free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're on the record in 23 CCR 232-434, State of Texas versus Michael Jones. Mr. Harrell, if you would give the court an update on the case.
Yes, Your Honor. We're still working on the felony case on this one. We're on our second status hearing for that.
I do have an offer from the state, but unfortunately accepting any offer on this case would have repercussions for the felony case. So we're trying to see if we can get that one done first. His next court date for that is, I believe, February 2nd, if I recall correctly. So once we get that case worked out, that should take care of the misdemeanor one way or the other.
Okay. Just keep in mind that the pretrial conference is on April 25th with trial on May 14th. So try to get that felony worked out before then.
Yes, Your Honor, I imagine we will.
All right, very good. You and your client are free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, Derek Lane should be in person with Preston Harrell.
You just took them out.
Good afternoon. If y'all could just unmute that, please. Jacob, would you give them a hand?
I'm joking. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233635 and 634, State of Texas versus Derek Lane. Mr. Harrell, why don't you give the court an update?
Your Honor, this is Byron Keith Watson.
Oh, Mr. Watson, I'm sorry.
Yes, Mr. Lane had a court-appointed a lawyer, and my office filed an appearance, I believe, or should have, but I have not had an opportunity to communicate with the prosecutor. Would that be you, Mr. O'Brien?
Yes, it would.
Okay, and I like to communicate with him, Your Honor, and within the scheduling order and try to see what we could do with this, sir.
All right, that's fine. Why don't you, after court here, go talk to him about the case if you've got some time. I don't see your notice of appearance in this case. Sarah, do you see one?
No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Watson, if you would have your office file that, and then we'll change it in the system to reflect you as the new attorney.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I will stay in compliance with the scheduling order, but I will go talk with Mr. O'Brien. At least I'll sit there until you're not busy, Mr. O'Brien, and wait to speak with you, sir.
I'll try to come out there and meet with you right after this docket.
Yes, sir. May we be excused, Your Honor.
You may. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We have anybody for the next case?
Yes, but I don't have the client. I might be with this attorney.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Do you know where Mr. Burks is?
Having all sorts of luck with clients today, huh? I
It's not your day.
Fair. I spoke with him yesterday. He said he would be here. He said he had the link. I can give him another call. I tried calling earlier, went to voicemail.
Tell you what, I've got a bunch of other cases to get to. You give him a call. Try to get him on quickly.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sarah, go to the next case.
We don't see attorney for this case.
I'm sorry, what?
We do not see the attorney.
Zorn?
Correct.
Okay. Next one after that, Ryan and Duhar. Duhar should be in person.
Join via Zoom, Judge.
Hi, good afternoon.
Ms. Parker, good afternoon.
Hi.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 233111, Texas versus Ryan and Duhar. Ms. Parker, why don't you give the court an update on this case?
Thank you, Judge. We received an offer from the state today for a 12-month deferred. My client has been informed of the offer and he rejects the offer. We would like to just get a trial date, please.
You are already set for trial. Trial is July 23rd at 10 a.m. with pretrial on July 18th at 9 a.m.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
You will have another status on March 28th.
Okay. Will that also be at the same time?
That'll be at 2:30 via Zoom.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Judge. May I ask that we don't have this case placed on a Thursday or Monday afternoon just due to my specialty court dockets?
I don't, I tell you what, it sounds like y'all are going to trial in this case regardless, so we can just pass
Yes,
the
Judge.
status altogether.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Judge.
All right, Sarah, make note of
Maybe
that.
excuse.
Yes, you may.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Is there a Charles Vance in the waiting room, Sarah? Yes. Mr. Joma? Sarah, there's been a motion substitute counsel filed in this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Vance, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Joma? You've been discharged on this case. A motion to sub was filed by Mr. Vance. I'm signing it right now. You're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Since you just signed on to this case today, your motion was just filed. I'm not going to assume you know much about this case yet, Mr. Vance.
No, sir. I do know the charging instrument and so forth, but other than that, there's very little information I know. But we will jump on and try to get the discovery as quickly as possible so we can move this case forward.
Okay. Let's see. His next court date is March 28th.
Yes, sir. We'll definitely. We'll get our paralegals and team to get on that to get it the discovery, and we will get to work on it, and we will definitely have something to do by then, whether it's trial or if we work something out.
Very good. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Mr. Darnell is going to be appearing for the attorney.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 233137, State of Texas versus Ghulam Irfan. Mr. Darnell, can you give the court an update?
Yes, sir, Judge. We have received all the discovery and we've reviewed everything. I believe when at not the last court date, but the court date before that, it was mentioned that he'd be eligible for Safe Start. I did talk to our client about that program, and he would like to be screened for that. So I would just need one of the court prosecutors to send an email to the diversion office so we can get that process started.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yeah, I guess I'll follow up with you, Mr. Darnell, with an email regarding information and CC the pertinent people in the diversion office so you have access.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, very good. Y'all are free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Nassif was on, but he did inform me he was in a competency hearing, so I'm not sure if he had to get off for that.
All right, we'll move to the next case on the docket. That is Charles Barnes Caraway with Myron Davis. I see him in the courtroom. Good afternoon, Mr. Davis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
We're on the record in 23 CCR 234055, State of Texas versus Charles Barnes Caraway. Mr. Davis, if you give the court an update.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I just spoke to Mr. O'Brien today, and I understand he's taken over all the docket for court number 1, working by himself. He hasn't had a chance to look over everything. There has been an offer made by the previous prosecutor. I expect once Mr. O'Brien looks at the facts in the case that he'd probably come up with a reasonable solution for us to get rid of this case without a trial.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you all some time to negotiate and talk it over. March 28th is your next court setting, Mr. Davis.
Yes, sir.
You and your client are free to go.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you.
Mr. Sims, you there? Mr. Nassib just jumped back in. Sarah, we'll go to that case next. Mr. Sims, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 232935, State of Texas versus Carlos Garcia. Mr. Sims, just give me an update.
Judge, Mr. Garcia and I are still thoroughly reviewing the evidence and weighing our options. This might be a trial case.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the update. You've got another status on March 28th. I'll see you then.
Thank you,
Are
Your
you
Honor.
able to hear me?
Yeah, you're free to go, Mr. Garcia.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
I don't know how to work this.
Mr. Nass, if your client's attempting to connect his audio, we'll give him a minute.
Okay, Judge.
All right, we're proceeding. We're on the record in 23 CCR 232959, State of Texas versus Felix Nwambinwi. Mr. Nassif, why don't you give me an update?
Yes, Judge. The state made an offer of a dismissal with a clear license and 6 months insurance. Mr. Wabinwe had some tickets to pay off in order to get to that point. He's down to one, I believe. There's one out of Houston that he needs to pay, and then hopefully he'll be in a place where he can get his clear license.
Is he going to have it done by March 28th?
I don't know, Judge. That's hopefully.
Okay. Well, we'll find out where he stands on that date. All right, Mr. Nassif, thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's go to the next case.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, Mr. Padilla. We're on the record in 23 CCR 233148, State of Texas versus Maximiliano Perez. Can you give me an update on the case?
Yes, Your Honor. I've been in contact with 88 Gavin. I think we're just working out a few things on a plea. So hopefully we could finish working out those small details this week on that plea. And I could contact Sarah to set it on the plea docket.
You want a date now?
Yeah, give us a date.
You want it next week or the following?
Let's do the following week. That way he has enough time.
January 30th at 1:30?
That work for you? Yeah. Yes, Your Honor. January 30th at 1:30.
All right. You are set for January 30th at 1:30 for a plea. We'll see you in the courtroom.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're free to go.
Want to jump back to 25 and 26?
It's fine.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Afternoon. All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 233178 and 179, State of Texas versus Felix Burks. Mr. Davidson, your update on the matter.
Yes, Your Honor. The state has relayed an offer. At this time, Mr. Burks is not wanting to proceed with that, so we're looking at taking this one to trial.
Trial is July 23rd with pretrial on July 18th. We'll see then. Although you do have one more status on March 28th.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what we were planning on, is just proceeding with the normal dog control order and going from there. Mr. Burks is planning on coming in to review the videos with me sometime soon, so see how it goes from there.
Very good. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Y'all have a great day.
You do the same. Go all the way to the top of the docket. Mr. Lee, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Judge.
We're on the record in 23 CCR 232912, State of Texas versus Cheek Sae. Mr. Lee, why don't you give me an update?
I've been speaking with Prosecutor O'Brien, and we're awaiting an offer. He's still attempting to get in contact with the complaining witness before I can get that offer, Judge.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes, Judge, that's correct. I'm still trying to get in contact with the complaining witness just so I can cover any basis for any potential restitution before I tender an official offer.
Can we have that taken care of by the next status hearing?
Of course, Judge.
All right. We'll
Excuse
see you
me,
on March 28th.
Judge,
Yes.
real quick, he hasn't been reporting to do his random drug testing.
How many has he missed?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 3. He hasn't reported for a drug test since May.
Mr. Lee. I'll see you and your client in my
No problem.
courtroom
Before you transfer me,
next Tuesday at 9
that
a.m.
was for Latino Scrap Metal LLC.
and we will deal with the bond
Okay.
violations at that
Can
time.
you? Yes, ma'am. Okay, and so my clients have two companies. Can you check to see if there's a balance for their?
Yes, Judge.
It's Latino
Good.
Scrap.
In the meantime,
Yeah, I am for that.
well, I guess I'll just address those issues with my client.
I would talk to your client and then I'll see you on Tuesday. I would talk to your client and I'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're free to go. All right. Hernandez.
I don't see attorney, but do you want me to bring him in?
Let's do this. Lopez. Ms. Griffin, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, Judge, I can.
All right, we're on the record in 23 CCR 234294, State of Texas versus Alejandro Lopez Resendez. Why don't you give me an update on the case?
Yes, Judge. From the defense side, I have picked up a CD pertaining the 911 call, probable cause affidavit, some other incident reports. I am missing the DWI video from the officer. We've got blood back. It came back with no blood indicated, and that's where I'm at.
You don't have a video?
I do not have video.
State?
Yes, Judge, I'm following up on that right now. I did inherit this case from Mr. Scoville, so I'm not entirely familiar with all the aspects, but if I'm showing here that there was not only a discovery given, but there was 7 media shared via AvailWeb on November 7th, 2023, which should have all of the video. Additionally, we have yet to tender an offer as the blood is being further tested for any evidence of drugs. So kind of waiting for a result in that. On that frontier before we give an official offer. We're hoping to expedite it soon. I will follow up with the DPS, and if need be, given that we do have a trial date, I will file the expedited form so that we can get that blood as soon as possible.
Okay, just for clarification, where are the videos? It was my understanding it was supposed to be all on the CD. If it's not, just tell me where I go.
The additional media is located on AvailWeb and was shared with you via a link or via. Do you have access to AvailWeb?
I haven't seen anything. Would it come through my email?
I'm never on the receiving end. I believe so, though, and I do know it wouldn't have been able to be shared with you unless you had an account with AvailWeb. So you should have access.
Okay, I will dig into that.
If you have any trouble following up with it, just shoot me an email and hopefully we can get it worked out and figured out.
Yeah, Gavin, can I get your email? Because I had Collins.
Sure. It is Gavin, Gavin, spelled like my name on the screen, .O'Brien, no apostrophe, at Fort Bend County, tx.gov.
All right, Ms. Griffin, thank you for the update. You and your client are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
We're gonna go to Lazo real quick, find out who his attorney is.
It should be Zorn, and he set this for a plea on 1/30.
On January 30th.
Yes.
Yes. I believe his attorney is ill. He had some really bad stomach issues and was in the hospital, and he sent an email saying he'd be unable to appear today.
All right. Mr. Lazo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your attorney is ill and will be unable to appear today. You are set for a plea in person in my courtroom on January 30th. That's at 1:30, correct, Sarah?
Yes, sir.
We'll see you then, Mr. Lazo.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're free to go.
Thank you.
This next case, Hernandez, there's a motion to sub, Sarah.
Everyone keeps switching defense attorneys around on me.
Mr. Hernandez, do you know where your attorney is? Your new attorney, I should say. Kashik Rumbolta?
No, sir.
You're free to go. You need to contact your attorney and let them know that they need to appear at the next court setting on March 26th at 2:30 p.m.
Do I have to be there as well?
You do.
Okay, yes, sir.
You're free to go.
Thank you. You have a good one.
And Judge, for clarification, who is the new defense attorney on this case so that I can reach out to them? Or do you have an email, perhaps?
It is
Kashik Rembotla?
No, that one was previously appointed, and he is the one that got subbed out for.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mogi Lavelle.
Okay. That is accurate with who I have. Okay, so I will proceed with that. Okay.
Rembolta got appointed? I've never even heard of that name.
Beats me, Judge.
No, he was retained.
Retained, okay. All right. That concludes the docket. Y'all are free to go. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Judge. See you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow morning.